They are lethal. They will take your breath away. They are ladies, artfully seductive, graphically sensual. They will assault your senses. They are incorporated. They will bend your mind, shatter your sanity, and seal your fate. Lethal Ladies Inc. Try us on for size. We will take your breath away.
To Evil Dead Chick's excellent movie reviews. Let's get into it.
Let's go back to the video store. Let's get dressed in jeans and t-shirts, tease our hair, and dazzle our eyes with the latest horror flicks. It's time to get rad. It's time to be cool. It's time to get excellent with Evil Dead Chicks movie reviews. Put that VHS in your VCR. Relax. It's time to settle the score. It's time to get rad. It's time to be cool. It's time to get excellent.
Howdy, gang, and yes, I am back again for those of you that saw me a little bit earlier for the Just One of the Guys watch-alongs, or watch-along, I should say. There weren't multiple ones. I am back with the brand new Evil Dead Chicks excellent movie reviews, and you'll notice that I have a new thumbnail, a new intro, and I have some guests that are going to help me out with this review and decide if it is indeed an excellent movie review. So check this out.
Excellent!
All right. So I hope you guys and gals will enjoy this review. It's probably not going to be very long, but I just checked out the brand new Arrow release. You can see this is an Arrow release from the UK for Larry Cohen's The Stuff. And I'm loving the artwork on here that was done by Chris Barnes. This looks really cool. They've even got Larry Cohen's, or it says a Larry Cohen film above the stuff there. I just think this is some really cool artwork. I like some of the new artwork that they do better than others, but I think Chris Barnes did an excellent job with that artwork. Of course, you can have this artwork on the inside cover, or if you feel so inclined, you can switch it around and have that artwork. Sorry for the glare there. I'm going to slip this back in there for you guys, or before I get started with this. All right. So for those of you that have watched these Evil Dead Chicks excellent movie reviews before, you'll know that I don't talk about the quality of the film story or the plot or anything like that, because chances are I'm not going to buy a movie unless I've enjoyed it in some way, right? So we're going to be talking about the quality of it, how the transfer looks. We're going to talk about any extras that are included on this. And that is what Evil Dead Chicks Excellent Movie Reviews is all about. Okay. So I also have for comparison, I did get Arrow's Blu-ray edition of the stuff when it came out. And we're going to talk a little bit about the comparison between the two releases. Okay. So, first off, I did take a gander at this earlier this afternoon before I did my watch along. And I thought the transfer looked fantastic. I do feel that it was an upgrade from the Blu ray. Um, and it was well worth my money. Now, these don't come cheap. I'm not going to lie to you. If you're going to buy them outright, they're going to cost you around 30 bucks. But I feel like this one was worth it. I have always enjoyed the film, the stuff. And, it was a blind buy in that I had not seen anybody talk about the release, because I tend to try to stay away from people talking about them till after I have made up my mind about it. So I'm sure there were already reviews out there on YouTube or otherwise where people talked about this release. But like I said, I like to make up my own mind about it. So I was really, really happy with the transfer. As with a lot of these transfers, when they go from DVD to Blu-ray, you may notice some grain. When they go from Blu-ray to 4K, you may still notice some grain. And I used to get really upset when there was a fair amount of any grain in a film when it was supposed to have an upgrade. I don't do that anymore. So if the whole film is not like just so grainy that it looks awful, and I've seen some that have looked like that. It looks like they didn't do anything to this film. Um, but I have come to appreciate some of the natural film grain that is part of the makeup of a lot of these film negatives. But the stuff has enough scenes that pop, that are just sharp. They pop. The colors are bright, and especially things like reds and pinks and stuff like that. And the film overall just looks really, really good. Um, Now, this movie is a little longer than a lot of the movies that I talk about on here. It's about uh, well, depending on which version. Like the pre-release version on Blu-ray that's part of this limited edition exclusive is about 2 hours. And I haven't had a chance to take a look at that, but I'm eager to do so. But the for the original film, it's 87 minutes, so it's just shy of 90 minutes. So the quality is great. I mean, this thing is pretty packed with extras. So we have a 2 disc 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray limited edition. Okay. That's got the reversible sleeve featuring original and newly commissioned artwork by Chris Barnes, as I said earlier. Illustrated collector's booklet featuring writing on the film by Joel Harley and a new essay by Daniel Burnett. And so let me show y'all this little booklet. One of those nice, really super glossy booklets, and then it's got the stuff on the back. But look at these nice color pictures in here from the film. Plus, I haven't had a chance to read this booklet. But you can kind of see in these pictures just how sharp this transfer is. I have always loved that image. That's like one of the original images for the stuff. And that is just so awesome. Okay. So what else do we have in this edition? So we also have disc one has the feature and it has extras. This is the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray. So we've got a brand new 4K restoration by Arrow Films from the original camera negative. That's always good to note. We have the 4K 2160p UHD Blu-ray presentation and Dolby Vision HDR10 compatible. I'll tell you one thing that I wish that they could have upgraded with this release is the sound. The sound is teeny, teeny, tiny, folks. The audio on the Blu-ray was 1.0 mono, so it was not any better. But this one has original lossless 1.0 mono audio. It's got the same. I really wish they could have at least upgraded it to a 5.1 surround sound, because you have to turn this sucker up really loud to be able to hear the dialogue. And when you're watching this stuff late at night and your significant other's asleep and you cannot blast the daggone thing because it's late at night, or, let's say you live in an apartment, and you can't be playing stuff loud probably at any time, it would help if you had a little bit better sound. So that was the one qualm I had with the release. And maybe, it was just that there were no other sound mixes to be had. You also got brand new audio commentary by writers and critics David Flint and Adrian Smith, archival audio commentary by writer and director Larry Cohen. You also have Can't Get Enough of the Stuff, making Larry Cohen's classic creature feature, which is also included on the Blu-ray. A documentary featuring Larry Cohen, producer Paul Kurtra, actress Andrea Marcovici, mechanical makeup effects artist Steve Neal, and critic Kim Newman. Enough is Never Enough, a newly edited featurette featuring previously unseen interviews with director Larry Cohen and producer Paul Kurta, originally shot for the 2017 documentary King Cohen. 42nd Street Memories, The Rise and Fall of America's Most Notorious Street, a feature-length documentary exploring the history of New York City's infamous 42nd Street, with first-hand accounts from an array of filmmakers, including Larry Cohen. Trailers and TV spots, King Cohen trailer, and an image gallery. Now, we also have Disc 2, which is a pre-release version Blu-ray that's part of this limited edition exclusive set. It has an early pre-release cut of the film featuring over 30 minutes of additional footage and a different music score, exclusively remastered by Arrow Films. High-definition Blu-ray 1080p presentation. Again, we only have 1.0 mono audio, which, like I said, is the only drawback for me to this release. Everything else is absolutely fantastic, and I would definitely recommend this release to anyone. Now, am I telling people to go plunk down their hard-earned money? No, if you can borrow somebody's copy to watch, and, I know companies might not like me saying this, but I would rather somebody, watch a version of it that somebody else has, and then make a decision whether they want to purchase it or not. Rather than have them do a blind buy and then be like, oh, I like this movie, but this release wasn't up to snuff. Just because I say, or just because of 10 or 15 other people out on YouTube or the internet at large say that this is a fantastic release, yeah, I'd recommend it. But I'm a hardcore fan of this stuff too. And so it's very few times will you see me say that, oh, this is a bad release, unless there's really, really something wrong with it. Okay. So I'm going to give the Deadites rating scale review for it, or rating for it. And then I am going to give, we're going to determine if it's an excellent release as well. So I'm going to give it about 4 Deadites out of 5, 4.5 maybe. Taking off that half, I know I still don't have the half, folks, because of the audio. And, I just thought I ought to be honest about that. And the companies might not be happy with that. But, as people say, I got to be real about this, folks. And I like to be able to hear what people are saying without having to turn it way up. Okay. And again, this may have not been Arrow's fault. Maybe there was no other, version of the audio that they could get or could be remastered. I'm just saying that was the only drawback to this release for me personally. Okay. But despite that, I'm going to have to say that this was an excellent release. And so take it away, boys.
Excellent!
All right. So this got 4.5 Deadites out of 5 from me and from my friends. It was an excellent release. And I guess that is it for me. I usually don't intend for these to be very long. Hopefully I'll be coming up with another Evil Dead Chicks excellent movie reviews here sooner rather than later. But I want to thank you guys and gals for checking this out. And as always, I'm off like a dirty shirt. This shirt ain't dirty, but I'm off like one. And I want to remind everybody, as I always do before I get off of here completely for the night, to be kind to one another and blaze that trail. Have a fantastic rest of your Sunday night, folks. And I'll see everybody next time.